video, I'm going to show you all of the tools that every fashion designer needs in their life. If you are new to sewing or fashion design and wondering what kind of tools to invest in, then keep watching. The first tool or supply item I want to show you is muslin. Muslin is a low-cost cotton fabric that is typically used to drape a toile or what we call a muslin. You can usually find muslin at any fabric store, and it comes in different widths and different levels of stiffness. So it comes in light, medium, and heavyweight as far as stiffness. And you'll want to pick the level of stiffness based on the fluidity of whatever garment you're draping. For example, if you're doing a coat, then maybe you want to use the heavyweight muslin versus a blouse, which you might want to do in lightweight muslin. The next thing I want to show you is dotted pattern paper. Pattern paper is used to transfer your 3D muslin into 2D form, which results in what is called a pattern. This is done by taking your muslin and laying it flat on the pattern paper and tracing the shape and all of your markings, basically transferring that onto the pattern paper. This will serve as the blueprint for your garment. You will also need a ruler, preferably clear so that you can easily mark on your pattern. Next, there is the French curve, which is a curved ruler. This is great for drawing in the neckline or armhole or any other curves that you might find on your garment. I also have one in a clear version. Kind of similar to the French curve is the hip curve. This is typically used to draw in the curve of the hip on a pattern. If you are making patterns, then you're gonna wanna have a tracing wheel. The tracing wheel is used to transfer the lines from the muslin onto the pattern paper. You basically roll it onto the muslin fabric, and then it will create little dots that will appear on the pattern paper. Basically, it pokes little holes into the pattern paper, making it easy for you to trace off whatever lines that are on your muslin. You will also want to make sure that you have plenty of pencils and erasers, and I also find that having a bunch of pens in different colors is very handy, especially if you're making revisions on a pattern. You have different versions. As you can see, I have this whole pouch of like markers and different color pens. So these are great to just have around. I also like to have brown craft paper around for when I'm cutting out a garment. I learned this trick from working with cutters in the industry, and basically what you would do is lay out this brown craft paper first. Then you would lay your fabric. This is specifically great for lightweight fabrics that shift a lot when you're cutting, such as chiffon or organza. So then after you have your layer of brown craft paper and then your layer of fabric, then you will put your pattern piece on top. What some cutters do for more stability is put another layer of pattern paper over the fabric, because pattern paper also exists without the dots. So even if you just have like another layer of dotted paper or just like the plain pattern paper, you can use that. And then on top of that, that's when you would place your actual pattern piece. And this just allows stability while you're cutting. So when you cut out this pattern piece, it'll be very accurate. Your lines, like your edges of your actual fabric piece that you're cutting out, won't be so jagged and like shifting. And that's very important for the accuracy of your garment. You want to make sure that everything is lining up as the pattern piece reflects. Of course, there's a lot more tools that I could be showing you, but I wanted to focus on the basic tools that every fashion designer or pattern maker should have in their kit. Also very important to a fashion designer's process, shears. You're gonna need these shears to cut out your pattern. You wanna get you some good, sturdy, sharp shears. These specifically, I think, are the Dragonfly brand. No, this is not sponsored. This is what I use. This is the type of scissors that we would use at every place I've worked. There's also the brand Moondial, M-U-N-D-I-A-L, and a few other great brands. If you want to know more about that, just comment down below and maybe I'll do a video specific to that. Also, you need a rotary cutter. Sometimes I use a rotary cutter. This is great for getting in those hard to reach places when you're cutting out a pattern piece. Maybe it's a specific corner that requires more precision than maybe a scissor. So a rotary cutter is great for that. You will also want to get you some sewing pins and a pin cushion. I use a magnetic cushion. It just makes it really helpful for if you spill, you know, pins everywhere on the floor, you can literally just go like that and pick up all the pins. So that's what I have here. And of course, this is an essential tool for every fashion designer. You need these pins so that you can pin 2 pieces of fabric together like so. Also, so that you can pin the fabric to the pattern paper or the pattern paper to the fabric. These just help stabilize. You also need this when you're draping, when you're putting the fabric on the form and creating your design. You need the pins so that you can pin the fabric into the mannequin and hold it in place. Well, that's all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you have any ideas of other topics that I should discuss in a future video, then please leave that in the comments down below. If you know any aspiring fashion designers, please be sure to share this video with them, and see you guys in the next one.